Hello, my friends. This is Andy at the Andy Falco Show, coming live from California, and going back to a little bit of my normal format, which is talking to you about how to go live on StreamYard or any other platform, social media marketing, that type of thing. I like kind of having the flexibility in the show to do a couple different things. I know not all of you that like the certain topics and comments and things like that, and so that's the variety of this show. I'm like the old Merv Griffin or Mike Douglas show, I guess, in a way. But I want to get back to my StreamYard program because I have just not completed. I still got a few more videos to go. I got a number of videos, which I'll show you, uploaded into the new intermediate program. And I'm going to be talking about both the basic program and the intermediate program. I'm going to share with you some of the things that you may need to consider if you're thinking about going live. Whether it's on StreamYard or BeLive or Blue Jeans or Zoom or what are the other ones? Ecamm, I've used them all. So at some point or another. But I really love StreamYard and I'm really having fun with the new tools. I'm using the new 1080p option. And that's something that people have been asking about for a very long time. So we're using 1080p, which you can find that on YouTube. And I'll get into a little bit more of those details in just a second. But first, as usual, I want to talk about a few sponsors. My favorite right now happens to be today's happycoffee.com. I have had struggled with this little bit of like fat that I just couldn't get off my stomach. and my little handles here. And I have some great products that I take and they've been working, except for there was this, I hit this spot and it wouldn't change. Well, I started using Happy Coffee products. I keep sitting up because I'm trying to move the pillow that I'm sitting on. And I started using coffee and some of the lemonade and now the peach tea that's in these products. Not only does it make you happy, but it also has a appetite suppressant in there. And I do intermittent fasting anyway, but this really seems to have taken me past that point, and that little bit of fat is beginning to disappear. I'm almost there. You can see one pack of a 6-pack is starting to show up. I can't wait till the rest of the pack shows up. I've been waiting for that pack since, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years. I used to have it and I couldn't get it back. So that's coming back. So go to today'shappycoffee.com. It's fantastic. You'll love the company. You'll love everything about it. Tastes great, works great, blah, blah, blah. My other product that I love is the CBD by Viseo. Today's CBD1, which is the one. It is the one. It has liposome technology. It's created and produced by one of the top 50 healthcare companies in the world called Viseo. And it's fantastic. It is a great product. It literally has changed my life. CBD. I can't make any claims. I can't say because of legalities that it'll do the same thing for you. But I know since I've been taking CBD, coincidentally, I have my PTSD and anxiety, depression, pain and discomfort in my shoulders and neck just seems to also have disappeared at the same time. It's really odd. I also take some of the other products that Viseo has to offer, including this great skin product. It actually is scientifically proven to turn back the hands of time. I use these on a daily basis, and you would not know that I'm 90 years old. But because my skin doesn't look like that. And so that's a lie. I can't tell you that because I don't want the FDA getting pissed off. But it is really good. I had these bags that I just could not get rid of. And I've had them since I've been in high school. Kids used to make fun of my bags under my eyes and say, dude, did you get any sleep? And then the crow's feet, I almost called them scarecrows again. The crow's feet on the side of my face have virtually disappeared. Beleza is a fantastic product. You find that at today'sviseo.com. It's fantastic. All right. And a bunch of other healthcare products. All right, let's get into live streaming just a little bit, and just a little bit of my backstory. Shoot, I'm sorry, I got to fix this pillow, and it looks like I'm fidgety here. I'm gonna look at some comments here at the same time. Hey, Nabucco, nice to see you. Hasu, what's she saying there? Hasaburi. What does that mean? Give me a translation. Somebody give me a translation of what that means. All right, so live streaming. So back in the day, before live, Facebook Live, before all that, used to be Blab. And before there was Blab and Meerkat and all those, I was doing live stream using Wirecast in the early stages of Wirecast. Even YouTube was not doing live streaming. YouTube had just barely been around. And I was in my dog training business. I had learned that video and video training were super important at that time. Nobody else was doing it. Myself and another company, dog training company, were doing video, a lot of video, and nobody else was really doing it. It actually got me on television because people began to see it, that kind of stuff. So I learned way back then and you should see some of the old videos. They're actually pretty funny. And I had a cameraman follow me around for about 2 years. We called him, his name was Dan, so I called him Dan the cameraman, and hired Dan to follow me around with a camera. We filmed everything we did, and we began to videotape it. And that was recorded video, created DVDs, or actually first was VHS tapes, and then it was DVDs. And then we went online and began to do that kind of stuff. So I've been doing this for a very long time. And it's powerful. It was powerful back then, and it's even more powerful now. As a matter of fact, you have people, YouTube stars, that are making millions and millions of dollars. I should have stuck with YouTube. I got away from YouTube and started doing some other stuff, but you know, what do you, I know what I know now, and I wish I would have known it then. But anyway, and so video, super important, as you can tell, because so many platforms are going to video. LinkedIn has a live video option. You have to get invited in. Instagram has a live video option. Of course, Facebook, you got Twitter, which uses Periscope, which Periscope used to be, at the time, was with Blab and Meerkat at the time, and Periscope was one of those apps on your phone. It then got bought by Twitter, and now it's one of the Twitter platforms. And I know I missed one or two there. Twitch, I use Twitch. We're not on Twitch today, but I'm often on Twitch. But right now I'm broadcasting on 6 different Facebook pages and YouTube and Twitter, all at the same time, using StreamYard. I'm not going to go through all the platforms that I've used to go live on the social media platforms, but I've used a lot of them. I've tested a bunch of them. I've even had relationships with the people, in the sense that, you know, they gave me like first, you know, they showed some things to me first, like in the beta process and that kind of stuff. And so it's been very important to my progress and that kind of stuff. And I've landed on StreamYard thanks to April Roga, who sometimes shows up on these shows. But she's the one who convinced me, because I was really happy with MeLive at the time. MeLive, another good product. Was happy with them, but there are some things that, you know, were a little bit difficult. There's no need to go into them. It isn't anything like super huge. It was just, I was kind of open to some ideas at the moment that April said, hey, you should try StreamYard. These guys are brand new. They're doing a really good job, and you should give them a shot. So here I am with StreamYard. Gage and Dan do a fantastic job with the platform, adding new things without overwhelming the user, and keeping it simple, so even people that are just getting started can learn how to use StreamYard. So that's why I use StreamYard right now. It's a powerful program. They host the stream, so it tends to be better than on a stream that's being used by a bunch of other programs and companies at the same time. They take and spend the extra money on hosting their own streaming platform. They are constantly listening to the audience. Every Sunday they have a show that is called the StreamYard. It is found in the StreamYard community, and it's done on YouTube. And it is a place where for about an hour, they talk to the community and ask questions. What do you guys want? What do you want us to do? And they tell the people whether or not that's something they can add, or if they're working on it, and that kind of stuff. So they are really engaging with their community. It's growing like crazy. Some of the biggest names now in network marketing and social media marketing are using StreamYard as a platform, and it's fantastic. So I'm just kind of setting the stage to let you know why I decided to make my training program about StreamYard. And this isn't the first one I've done. This is now the second one, because they've added so much to the platform. The old training program still has some very valid and good information. The problem is, it doesn't quite look the same. There's some things that have changed, and it may throw you off if I were to say, hey, go purchase my training program. You go, that's not there, or it's moved, or whatever. And they've also added stuff, so it makes it a little bit more powerful. So really quick, I'm going to show you, first, I have a basic program, and I'll go into some of the stuff and what you can do with StreamYard in just one second. But I want to show you first that, oh man, they're titled here the same thing. Let's see what pops up. Oh, well, here's the intermediate one. This is the one I just uploaded a series of videos, so it is up and running now, so that people can purchase it, and it'll be on there. I'll give you all the details on how you get into that kind of stuff. But intermediate is now up, and for those of you that are the first 10 people, and I'm going to get rid of it here for just 1 second, because it's going to throw me off when I go to share the screen again, because it's named the exact same thing when I go to screen share and look for it and try to find it. So here we go. So here's the basic. So those of you that went into the basic, and here's where we talk about, I welcome you to live streaming. That's a video that talks about live streaming. What is your character? There's a training on what you're going to use as your personality and character to go live. Getting to know StreamYard. So I show you around StreamYard and tell you what you should do now and what you need to wait on, and then what you need to know about before you go live. In other words, what your studio should look like, your background, your lighting, and that kind of stuff. The sound, we go through everything to get you started so that it sounds good right from the beginning. And then talk about connectivity. In other words, are you going to go Wi-Fi or hardwired, and the reasons why behind one or the other, and other things you need to consider when going live. And then we're going to go live, and I take you live, and we actually have a demonstration of me going live. And that really, the discussion that I have in that basic program really does get you to the point where you begin to feel comfortable going live with the basics of live streaming on several platforms, getting your message out, knowing what your character is, knowing what a show flow is, all that kind of stuff. That's all in the basic program. And I was really strong not to go too much into the other stuff, because as I describe in the basic program, it is so important for you simply to click that start broadcast button and go live, and really keep it simple and begin to feel comfortable looking at the camera as opposed to looking down at the computer. Because looking at my computer, I'm seeing myself, right? I'm not talking to you. And that looks very odd if I continue to look at my computer. And so what we talk about is looking at the camera. Wherever your camera is, your computer can actually, some people use multiple screens for their computers. Some people raise their computer and put up near the camera like this. Oops, hopefully I didn't disengage my camera and my mic because my connector just fell off. But you can put it right underneath. And so it kind of looks like, again, listen, you need to do you. But there's some things you need to consider when you are trying to engage with the audience and get them to like, know, and trust you, so that especially if you are going to be selling them something at some point, whether it's a consultation or a book or a training program, or something, maybe you're doing something about wine, maybe you're doing something about CBD or skincare or whatever. There's this process of engaging with your audience is really one of the most important things when using live streaming to build your audience and your authority and your niche in a particular area of expertise. And this connection that you make with eye contact, I think, is super important. Positioning the camera is important. I see too many videos where people are looking down at the camera and the camera is looking up. And so people are looking up your nose. Okay, here's one of my greatest pet peeves is I see people getting interviewed on news programs, right? Some of the big cable news programs and that kind of stuff. People come on and guests are trying to sell something. And there's some people that are like so-called professionals, and they're not using a mic. Like, why are you not using a mic? Now, it doesn't have to be a mic like this one. This is like a $500 mic, something like that, which, plus shipping off of Amazon. I'm not telling you have to buy a $500 mic like this. Just a mic. Just I wish I would have brought it over here, but a $32 mic or a plug-in mic that costs maybe $20. You plug it in your computer and clip it onto your lapel, or even use an earpods as your mic, using something. But so many people are at a distance from their phone, at a distance from their computer, and the computer doesn't have the best mic. All right. And so that really makes it difficult. If you're trying to get a message across as being a professional, a consultant, a leader in an industry, and it sounds like you're in the bathroom, I really believe that it lessens your professionalism. So in the basics, I cover the need for having a mic, the need for looking at the camera, not down at the camera, or what have you, or holding the phone and it's doing this all the time, right? They're just something. Now, there's some organicness. Now, you'll see me, even if you're on my personal page, on occasion, I do that. On occasion, I'll be riding my bike and I'll stop and I'll begin to talk. There are times for that. And so in the intermediate program, we will go into a little bit more detail about how maybe there's times where you will be more organic and saying, hey, I had to come on and tell you this thing. It's really important. I didn't want to wait until I got home in my studio and blah, and you spit out something. You want to keep most of those videos really short. You don't want to go on an hour on those shows. Again, we'll talk a little bit more on how you do that inside the training program. But those are powerful times. And I've used those to let people know about maybe a special guest that I might be having on later on the evening in the studio. So I'll be in my truck, I'll be somewhere, and I'll have my phone up, and I'll say, hey, I just wanted to come on for a few minutes and let you know that I'm going to have somebody, it's an expert in this area, and make sure and pay attention, because I'll put up a scheduled post at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Make sure you hit hit the reminder button or the subscribe button or whatever it is, and be ready, because you're not going to want to miss this guest. And it's stuff like that really bouncing back and kind of bouncing back and forth and having a little bit of really close and hey, I just want to tell you a secret, right? That's really kind of quick and easy, and it's kind of sloppy. And then you come back in the studio with something very professional. The other thing about professionalism on a platform like this is that this is much better to use to repurpose for other things. And so we're going to be talking about repurposing and making sure that when you're doing your lives, that you understand, some of the things you need to consider, like dating the video, like saying, hey, it's, whatever it is, August something. I don't even know what date it is. August 12th, 2020. And there's sometimes maybe you don't want to date the video that you're doing. There's other times that you do want to date the video you're doing, because it's current events of what you're talking about. So understanding what it is you're going to use that video for, you may want to take some of those things into consideration. All right. So those are some of the things we're going to be talking about on all these training videos. And I think it's super important. Now, when you get into StreamYard, they do have training videos on how to log on to your social media platforms, how to get to the banners portion and click on banners. But they are really good at that. But this goes further than that, where it says, okay, now that you know where banners is, let's talk about how you're going to use those banners effectively. Like when I use them for my sponsors, right? And making sure that you understand how they can be used by that for that purpose. Or you're going to see the color switch here in just 1 second, because I'm going to go to something else. Nope, don't have it. Well, here's a different type of banner. This is a scroller, right? And so underneath there, I have a scrolling. Oh, that's way outdated, right? We'll ship January 31st. Yeah, it's August. So don't pay attention. This is an old scroller that I probably should get rid of. But anyway, underneath is a scroller. Like, when would I use that as opposed to using just the straight banner, right? I'm going to try to find something else here. Hold on. I got to find, oh my gosh, because I know I have something where I was teaching. All right. So if you're teaching something and you want to keep a show flow as to what it is you're teaching and when you want to talk about it, so you can stay on task. That's one of the things I have difficulty with. What is it that sometimes I'll see a squirrel and chase the squirrel. But here's a way by using this. All right, please write your question in the comments. So this is, the time at the beginning of the show on this particular broadcast I was doing that. Hey, what I want to do is first remind all of you, if you have any questions for me or my guest, or if you have any questions about what it is I'm talking about, I want you to please write your questions in the comments. That way I can either watch them or answer them now while I'm live, or if I've already ended the broadcast, I can maybe send you a private message answering your question if you're watching one of the replays, or I didn't have a chance to get it during the live broadcast. So this reminds me both to talk about, hey, write your questions in the comments, because comments are a really important thing for broadcasting and for pushing out your broadcast organically. Comments, emotions, and shares are a great way for you to get organic reach and get your video pushed out. So asking people, hey, put your questions in the comments. The next thing is please like, comment, subscribe, and share, right? This would be the part where I tell you to do all those things. Why? Because it's super important. So you may want to create banners that are always in, because StreamYard allows you to have folders. That's what I was clicking through to try to find these, is to give you ideas about what to say on your live to have people begin to comment. And then here you see how I'm going down this thing. These are concurrent banners. I hope that's the right way of saying that, where I keep on task with a show flow, and using banners for a show flow is a great way of doing this. One customer instead of 1,000 followers. There was something I was talking about in regard to marketing. Do not wait for people to join. These are, this is one of the training programs that I put together. Choose a good looking background. And yeah, so this is one that you'll see if you get in the basic program. These banners were used in a show flow for a training program. So I stayed on task. All right. So that kind of stuff is super important. What's up, Andy? Hey, nothing, Rich. Oh, I forgot. Nabucco told me what this means. So I guess this, he saw your, that means CBD good. And because I see you again. All right. So maybe she's saying I'll see you later. Maybe that's what she's trying to say. And so I think it's a she, by the way. I'm not sure. It could be a boy. If it ends in O, then in Spanish it's a boy, but I don't know if that's the same in Japanese. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at again the basic program here. I'm going to go full. And no, this is the basic program. Now, what I did was, if you can tell, I got rid of the Star Wars looking font because I thought I'd give it a try just to do something different and see if it was interesting to people. Sorry, I got to get rid of my lower third here, so it's not the way. But again, these are training videos that are in the course that you just simply click on them. They play the video. Some of them will have attachments. In my intermediate course, I will have some templates for creating overlays and frames and other types of things. So coming back to my screen here, some of the things that are, actually, let me change back to this show here and get into my brands here. So a frame so a lower third is this, right? That's a lower third. That one I created in a free version of Google Slides, and I show you how to do that. And then this one is the one that comes up with StreamYard. This one is always there. It's always present. You can't get rid of it. And this one would be like, I would call it a frame. It's kind of like a partial frame. It has the lower third down here, lower third down here, right there. And then it has the banner that's up on top. So this would be more like a frame, but a frame sometimes actually could surround the whole thing. And you can create those. And I show you how to do that using Google Slides. You can also use another program called Canva, but I teach you how to do that and how to do it properly so that it actually fits. Another thing is something like showing somebody's book. Like that book is actually really big. So, and I wanted it to be big because I really wanted people to see it. So this is a guest I had on my other show. And it's Taking America Back by Deanna Lorraine. And you can put somebody's book up so that it pops up there. Now, that's kind of one of the reasons why I have a whiteboard there. So how I really like it to look, let me show what I did on my dog training show with my book here. So this is my book. And you see, I made sure that it fit right there on a little whiteboard. The reason I like the whiteboard is because like yesterday in the dog training show, I can actually leave my spot here, move my mic out, and then something on the board here, and you can still hear me because my mic has close proximity. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll have a wireless mic that I wear on my lapel. That way, no matter where I turn, you don't lose my voice. So right now you can see as I'm turning, my voice is probably getting weaker and stronger and that kind of stuff. So sometimes I'll wear a lapel mic that's wirelessly connected to my computer so that this doesn't happen. But if I'm just going to the board to show an example of something, with the dog training, I showed some squares and I talked about how the dog goes from one box to the next, and inside one of them is the tennis ball, and do stuff like that. Be aware. Oh, see, now my book is there. So using the whiteboard may require some other lighting too. So you got to be careful about your lighting if you use the whiteboard. All right. So understanding, these things is what understanding what the training program is. Understanding here, I'm going to play a 30-second timer here I'm not going anywhere. I'm just showing you. Understanding that you could put up one of these things for the start of your show. Understanding that goes over the camera, right? Understanding that you're in layers. You have an overlay, you have your camera, and then you have your background. So understanding how those layers work and knowing when you're going to use one or the other. So if I were to bring my camera down, I'm not sure what background I have on. Let me see what background. I forget what I have. Hold on. I'm going to see what my background is. I lose my mic, so I can't talk if I bring down my camera. So it's just a black background. So I have black background. I can change that background to, this is the background that I use for my dog training. Switch that up. All right. And here's another one that you'll find interesting. Let me see. I'm wondering if I could show you how it all works. I'm not sure if I still have it on. I may have deleted it already. Yeah, I think I already deleted. There's a way that when I can't get it. Without a guest, it doesn't go into those squares. But underneath, if I have two equally sized squares, I wish there was a way I could do that. I don't think there is. Darn. Not with a screen share, because it's always going to use this option. Here we go. So when I have guests, sometimes you can push the picture of the camera back, which exposes the bottom half of your background and the top half of your background. So you'll see sometimes on my show, I'll back off those cameras and it'll show a distance view. And so it exposes my background. And in the background, what I have is the name of the show at the top, and down at the bottom underneath each one of those frames is the name of the person. So I always know I'm on the left because I'm the host of the show and I'm hosting the broadcast. There's a way of doing that to where my name is going to be underneath my camera on the left, which is over here based on you. On me, this is my left. And then underneath the other camera is the guest name. And you can put their URL that they want you to go to for a action item of some sort. Or you can put the name of their book underneath their name, and you can do whatever you want. You create those things ahead of time, and it's great. Anyway, the intermediate does that. The intermediate thing. Let's see who's on. What's the program app that you created the opener in? Well, see, that's in the training program. You're doing all this using StreamYard. Absolutely, I'm doing this all using StreamYard. That's why I have a course to teach you how to do it. All right, so let me show you what it is that you can do. So if you go to and I'm going to come back and tell you some more here. But you go to joinmelive.live, joinmelive.live, and I'm going to remove this and open up the other screen here. And if you go to joinmelive.live, you are going to man, these things are all named the same. It is so hard. Boom. So if you go to joinmelive.live, you'll be going here for only $9.99, one-time price. You're going to get two programs. You're going to get both the basic program and the intermediate program for now. This isn't going to be for long. This is going to be just now. For now, $9.99. You get both the basic and intermediate program. Those of you that purchase the basic program, and I told you back then, if you purchase at $4.99, you would get the first 10 people that join would get both for $4.99. You've already been granted access. So those of you that took fast action and joined for $4.99 right now, if you look, you have access to both programs, both the basic and intermediate, with no extra cost. I gave it to you because I told you if you were one of the first 10 to do it, you would get it for free when it came out. So it's in there now. Not all the videos are up yet because they're busy being created and processed, and they'll be uploaded over the next day or two. And there's going to be more. I'm going to add more. I'm going to film some more over maybe over the weekend. It's hard to tell. I'm going to be driving into Phoenix. Interesting story. I'm going to tell you that in 1 second. But I'm going to be driving to Phoenix. So I'm going to be at a place all by myself, and I'm going to work on a couple things. And some of those things are going to be those videos. So go to joinmelive.live. And now for $9.99, I'm sorry, if you weren't from the first 10 people to buy it for $4.99, the basic program, I told you if you did, then you'd be granted the intermediate for free. Those of you that took fast action, you're in. And that you don't have to purchase anything else. Those of you that didn't take advantage of it, then I'm sorry, but this is where we're at right now. You get two programs for $9.99. Still a bargain. It's just that you didn't take the fast action that everybody else did, or you missed my show. One of the two. And I'm so sorry that that happened. But and here is the program. All right. And go ahead and watch the video. It'll tell you a little bit more, but that is in there right now. So go to joinmelive.live. Joinmelive.live. And don't type anything else, because I made a mistake the other day and I went to a place that I really don't want you to go to. So don't make any mistakes. Don't make any mistakes. I'm telling you, because I did not realize I should have checked. I know I have 40 URLs that I own, and I don't always check them all. Don't even try. Just go to joinmelive.live. Don't look at anything else. Joinmelive.live. Go there, and you will get into the landing page for this program. And it's the basic and intermediate program. Basic, I get you started in understanding show flow, understanding lighting, understanding connectivity, understanding all those things and more. And now in the intermediate, it goes into how to create the artwork and the framing and the lower third. And those are up now. There's going to be more. Probably about 4 or 5 more videos that are not in there yet will be in there. But there's enough right now in there to get you started doing some of the other fun stuff and making your show more professional. Again, doing things like this, adding a URL and how to make a branded URL. That is not the actual URL of that program, but I created I purchased JoinMeLive.live, and I redirect it now to the much longer URL that you would never remember. And if I wrote it on there, you'd go, okay, I don't remember all the slashes and the characters and that kind of stuff. So I think it's important to have a branded URL for certain things, and this is one of those times. So go to JoinMeLive.live, JoinMeLive.live, and that way you can learn as to whose comment was that? Priscilla was asking. So you're doing all this using StreamYard? Absolutely. Everything I'm doing right now is I'm using no other program. There is other programs you can use as virtual cameras and do some other stuff. But again, StreamYard is fantastic. I'm telling you, it is something you are. So the lower third, StreamYard. Showing my book, StreamYard. Or not my book. That's Deanna Lorraine's book. Doing the count, right? Doing my opener. All that is in there. That'll be all in there if it's not in there yet. And Rich, private message me and I'll tell you what program I'm using. Actually, you know what I can do now? I'll do it now. What the hell? I got a link here somewhere. Where is it? It is called, go to thevideowave.com, thevideowave.com. Use that URL. That's my affiliate link to the program, thevideowave.com, thevideowave.com. Go there. And that's what I use. I create all the video, all the openers. So there's that opener. Let me go ahead and show you another opener. This is my dog training opener. You may have seen it. It's actually pretty fun. Where is it? Oops, darn it. I hit the wrong button again. That happens. What are you going to do? Not a big deal. All right, here's my opener. And I'm just going to show part of it. I'm not going to show the whole thing. Hold on, I got to screw up. Here it is. This is actually pretty cool. I like the music. I love that one. You can also go to Fiverr and have something. Was it Fiverr? I think I had this created in Fiverr. This is my logo. That's for, again, the dog training video. Let's see. Let's go to today's CB1. Here's the one. This is also created in thevideowave.com, thevideowave.com. Great music, right? All right. And I think I have one more. Let's take a look. Let's see. For the book publishers, the BPN show, here's this one. I actually like this one too. Hold on. Where is it? Here it is. Does that get the message across that that's about book selling and book creation and book publishing? But again, just go to thevideowave.com. You can I create other types of videos, Facebook postings, Instagram postings, what else? Whatever. For LinkedIn, it has all the templates, and you change it for 1080p, for 720, for all the different sizes, squares, verticals, all that kind of stuff. And so it's a great program. I love it. I use it. Just make sure you use it, because it's a monthly fee, or you pay a one-time annual fee, I think. But it has, videos that you can. Most of those pictures are from the program itself. The dog training one, those are my kids in the video that were walking the dog. And the picture of the puppy, that's one of my puppies. When it was a puppy, I've since sold that dog, but it's a puppy. All those pictures, so you can upload your own pictures. If you don't have any pictures that reflect, like on the fitness one, the people running and that kind of stuff, those are in the program. And all you do is search and find the videos or the pictures you want to use. And depending on what platform you've purchased, you either have the basic program or the pro version. I have the pro version, and then they're all free. In the basic program, some of them are free, and then sometimes you have to add like $5 or $2 or something like that, depending on what it is you're purchasing. So either way, it depends on how many videos you're making. If you're making a lot of videos like me, I also do videos for other people. I create intros and outros for doctors. I've created intros and outros for consultants and some other things. So I do them for other people and they pay me, and that kind of makes up the cost. So I made 2 videos for a client for $350, I think it was, and that paid for me having the program. And so that's one of the things you can do, right? You just go, hey, I'm gonna pay for this by asking anybody if they want an intro and outro. Charge them $150 for each one or $300 for one. They don't need to know that you're using it. Nobody needs to know, right? They just don't want to do it, right? You could charge $500. I know people that charge, how much did I think for my moving logo? And I can't remember where I got that. I think I paid, I want to say $250 for that 7 or 8 years ago. And that is only a 10-second little, it's just my logo spinning around, right? And so it is up to you. You know, you get whatever you can get, whatever your clients will pay. Again, it's more about that they don't want to do it or don't have the time, don't have the technology, don't want to have to learn a program in order to do that. And you just say, what is your time worth, right? You really kind of just, you know, what is their time worth? Their time, you know, if they're a doctor, they're charging anywhere from maybe $250 to $7,000 an hour, anywhere in there. You define your doctor, and this is off topic, but I'm just telling you that you can do this stuff for people. I've done shows like this for churches. So I'm going to upload today some ideas if you have a church that you may want to help them with their streaming. And it'll be helpful for other stuff. So don't look at it as just a church video. If you take the concepts and things that I'm talking about in regard to doing a church broadcast, you will enjoy this for doing it for a restaurant owner, doing it for a dentist, doing it for a doctor, like the doctor that I'm doing some work for right now. And you can do streaming, live streaming, create the intro and outro for them like I did for this doctor, creating the lower third for them, which is also another charge, right? That's a $50 charge for a lower third in a frame, and all the overlays, cost a little bit extra. Or you can say, hey, I'll make you 5 overlays for an additional $250. There's so many ways you can do this. I'm telling you, this is not only a way for you to get your word out, but it's also a way for you to have a business doing this for other people. All right. So I would just say, go back to my other overlay here, actually banner. I'm going to have to change. Man, I've gone all over the place. Hold on. Hold on. I'll say first you got to get StreamYard. So go to getstreamyard.live. First go there, getstreamyard.live. That again is an affiliate code. I have a relationship with StreamYard. They have given me the opportunity to get a little piece. They don't charge you more because I'm an affiliate. They sometimes actually even give you a break sometimes. I don't know about StreamYard, but getstreamyard.live is my affiliate code. I get like $10 if you join. But that is off of their whatever it is they get for charging you whatever it is, right? So I get a portion of that, but it doesn't cost you anymore. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm stumbling on that. But you're going to go to joinmelive.live, joinmelive.live, get in the training program right now for $9.99. You are going to get both the basic program and the intermediate program, both the basic and the intermediate program. You're immediate, as soon as your credit card gets charged, you get your username and password sent to you in an email. You will have access to both the basic program and the intermediate program. If you have any problems, you just message me and we'll make sure to get it straightened out. All right. And that is it. I could teach you a few more things. Any questions anybody has? Let me look really quick on comments. I saw a bunch coming in. What's the program? Oh, I already answered that one. So sorry. Oh, thank you, Priscilla. I'm not sure which one you bought, but I'm glad you bought something. That's what this is all about. This is what I'm trying to do now. So I would appreciate any purchase. I priced it low to get as many people in there as possible so I can create a community and have you tell me what it is that you want to know on how to do. Again, I don't know everything. I know a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes. And so what you're learning mostly is from my mistakes. I am not perfect and I don't do everything I teach. Sometimes I'm horrible. Like sometimes I forget to bring up my camera. I'll play the intro and I'm sitting here listening to the music and rocking out to the music. And then next thing I know, it's on and I have not brought up my camera. So listen, I want you to know you don't have, It's okay. Push the live button and go live. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to forget words. You're going to stutter. You're going to say too many times. It's okay, because you are going to get better. The more you do it, the better you will get. And then you'll begin to it'll be much easier for you to jump around and begin to use the different, gizmos and gadgets that you have while you're talking. I'm clicking while I'm talking. I'm looking for a book. And I had to click through 3 things while I was talking to you just now. So understand that did not come easy. So if I need to put up a warning because I'm going to be cussing, I can find those and do that while I'm talking to you. Could I do that when I first started going live? No, I was worried. Most of all, I was going live for my very first live broadcast to an audience of about 100 lawyers. I was teaching them about how to understand criminal cases involving police canines. I'm an expert. I testify in court cases involving police dogs, and so this is way before I was thinking it may be before even YouTube really got going. It was like the first couple of years of YouTube. It was a long time ago, and so I had learned how to go live and then send people a link, and then I was going to go live, and I was sweating. I mean, literally, and I don't sweat. I could play a game of racquetball and just barely have a wet spot on my shirt, barely. So I'm not a sweater, but I was sweating. I literally looked like the guy in Airplane, the pilot in Airplane. If anybody knows that movie, that's what I looked like, because I was so worried that nothing would work. And of course, what ended up, I was using a camera, a DLSR or DSLR, right? I always get the letters all mixed up. DSLR, I'm pretty sure. So I was using a DSLR. Little did I think about that it would auto shut off in the middle, not even in the middle of my show, in the first 10 minutes of my show. So I go live. I'm talking to the audience of 100 attorneys that were going to pay me somewhere in the neighborhood of about $2,000 or $3,000 if they hired me for the first 3 hours. All right. So there was a lot of pressure. I wanted to at least get 2, maybe 3 attorneys that would hire me for I think back then it was probably $2,500 for an initial consultant fee. And then they would pay me more once they hired me and to do more work. So in the end, it could have been anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 per attorney that decided to take me on as a client. So I had 100 in there to watch this professional talk about my expertise in dog training. And I had this technology that I was using for the very first time. Never do that, by the way. Get to know it first, use it a few times. Again, I'm not great. I learned my lesson. And I hit the live. I said, hello, my name's Andy. I am a canine expert. I've written a book called Dog Sniff Evidence, the one I think I showed you earlier. And this is what you need to know about dog sniff. And then the camera went to sleep. Because I was on the battery. It wasn't plugged into an electrical outlet, which there was no way that I knew at the time to plug it into the electrical outlet to keep it on. It went to sleep because it was on battery mode, and everything went black. I tried to get back on, but when I went back on, it used a different URL back then, so it changed URLs. So I had to send emails out to all of the people to say, hey, I'm back on. Use this URL. So I think out of the 100, I think maybe 15 rejoined. It was a disaster. I was sweating. It was crazy. So listen to me. Those of you that are hesitating going live, and you should go live. I don't care what it is you do. You're an author. You're a book producer, a publisher. Wow, I couldn't think of the name. The book publisher, because I'm broadcasting in the book publishers group right now. If you're a book publisher, if you are an author, if you're a book publisher, you should be teaching your authors about going live. You should say, hey, go to Andy's program. He's going to teach you with the basics and the intermediate program to go live so that you can promote your book. You want to give it to them even before the book goes live, before you launch the book. They should be going live. Hey, I got a book coming out. Let me tell you what you're going to find in that book. This is what you're going to find. It's important for you to understand blah, blah, blah. And these are the things you'll find in chapter 1. As a matter of fact, let me tell you what you're going to find in chapter 1. And you go through chapter 1 or you go through chapter 5, whatever, you skip ahead. And you're doing this, hey, you're going to want to get this book because each one of these chapters has important information that you are going to want to make sure and know before you do X, before you vote, before you don't vote, before you have a child, or if your child is acting up, this is what you're going to want to do. In chapter 4 is maybe one of the most important chapters in the book. And what that's going to teach you is in regard to discipline of your child, right? And so as an author of a book that may teach that kind of stuff, going live ahead of time to tell people about your book and having it spread, telling people to share this information, telling people to subscribe, telling people to comment and talk and ask questions. Those questions may lead to additional chapters in a future book. You may have a book right now that says, child raising in 2020. And then by those questions you get answered from people that really want to know some other stuff that isn't in the current book, you're going to now launch Child Raising 2021, then Child Raising 2022, right? And you're going to continue this and sell more books and more books. You're going to build your audience. More books are going to be sold as you go down the years, and this is going to become your thing. And you'll be able to create a podcast from the StreamYard. I'm going to show you how to do that in the training program. Go to MeLive.live. You are going to learn how to repurpose them for blogs, how to transcribe them so that you can have maybe even a white paper that you're going to offer people. Say, hey, after the show is done in about an hour, if you sign up on by going to, just use this for example. If you're going to sign up by going to MeLive.live, if you go there, what will happen is you'll get an email in a couple hours with a complete transcript of this live that I just did. And I'll show you how you can transcribe the live you just did into a white paper that you can email out to your audience for joining your MeLive.live. They're going to give you their name and email address. Now you're going to have their name and email address so you can forward them other marketing material beyond the white paper that you just gave them for free. And they're going to love you because you're giving them stuff for free, and it all works for a purpose. All right. So that's what you're going to learn. Enjoy MeLive.live. It's just not the basics of how to start StreamYard, how to log into your social media. It goes beyond so that you can have a more professional show. All right. So this went in way more directions than I thought it was. I just wanted to share with you the training program, but go to MeLive.live. And so you can get both programs right now. The basic program, intermediate program, that price is not going to last. I'm going to raise that price. As soon as I get all the videos into the intermediate program, a week after that, I'll let you know when it is. A week after that, the price will go up. But for right now, and then as I get the advanced program, you will have access to that advanced program for purchasing. The first 10 people that join at $9.99 will get the advanced program when it comes out for free. The first 10 people that join now at the $9.99 price for the basic intermediate program will now get the advanced program for free. All right. And so that's a great offer, right? If you join now, take fast action, get in now, you'll get it when it comes out. And the advanced part is going to be really talking a lot about repurposing, creating a podcast, how to create a podcast, how to do a bunch of stuff in relation to repurposing your programs. All right. I hope this has been helpful to y'all. And thank you for allowing me to take a break from some of the other topics that I talk about. This was an important one. And I would love to see you inside the program so we can stay in contact and talk about how it is that I can help you in any way doing your own show and building your authority and becoming an expert on your topic or your niche. All right. That is it for me. I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye.